Welcome to the Copperfield Electric Podcast. Today we're diving deep into a silent but really significant threat to almost every modern home: power surges. Now, most of us, we immediately think of lightning strikes, right? Big dramatic flashes. But what if I told you that actually over 80% of power surges start inside your own home? And while, yeah, a lightning strike can be catastrophic, it's often these constant, smaller internal fluctuations that are quietly, degrading your electronics and costing you money over time.
That's a really crucial distinction. It's true, many people focus on those big external threats. But understanding the everyday internal causes, and maybe more importantly, the strategic preventative measures, well, that's absolutely key for the longevity of your valuable devices, and frankly, your peace of mind.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our mission for this deep dive is to equip you, our listeners, with the insights you really need to safeguard your home effectively. We'll explore what these voltage spikes actually are, the subtle signs your home might be struggling with them, and then the crucial part, the most effective sort of layered strategies to protect your entire electrical system and all your precious electronics. It's about empowering you with practical, usable knowledge. So let's start right at the beginning. We've touched on surges not just being about lightning. What exactly is a power surge, technically? And how does it actually harm our, delicate electronics?
Okay, at its core, a power surge is a sudden, very brief spike in electrical voltage. It's way above your home's normal operating level. Think of your home's electrical wiring like a well-regulated pipeline. Normally, electricity flows at a steady, predictable pressure. A surge is like a sudden, really intense burst of pressure, sometimes thousands of volts hitting that pipe in just maybe a few milliseconds. It's way too fast for a standard circuit breaker to even react to. And if that rush is too strong, it can essentially fry the sensitive components inside your devices. That can lead to anything from just a reduced lifespan to, outright failure. And in really severe cases, it can even create fire hazards.
Fry. Yeah, that sounds pretty definitive. So it's not just a minor glitch, it's actual permanent damage we're talking about. What causes these sudden bursts then, beyond the big one, lightning? You mentioned internal sources are a major factor.
Precisely. Yeah, while lightning is the most dramatic external cause, along with maybe utility grid issues like power switching or when power comes back after an outage, the more insidious threats, the frequent ones, often come from within your own house. Large appliances, for example, there's significant culprits. Think about your air conditioner, your refrigerator, maybe even a powerful vacuum cleaner cycling on and off. They draw a significant amount of power suddenly. That creates what we sometimes call microsurges or voltage fluctuations. Now, these aren't the huge catastrophic surges, but they're like constant tiny punches hitting your electronics, and that accumulates over time. It prematurely wears them down, shortens their lifespan. Things like faulty wiring or maybe overloaded circuits in your home can also contribute to these internal issues.
Wow. Okay, so these microsurges are like these silent, cumulative stressors. They just sneak up on your devices. That's fascinating and honestly a little unsettling. I think most people, myself included, we really only think about lightning. The idea that my own washing machine could be part of the problem, it's kind of jarring. How significant are these internal surges compared to, say, a problem on the grid?
Well, a direct lightning strike is definitely more destructive in an instant, no question. But these internal microsurges, they are far more frequent. They cause this cumulative damage. Imagine it like repeated small taps with a hammer versus one huge smash. Both cause damage, right? But those frequent taps can quietly degrade components over years until suddenly something just fails unexpectedly. So while external surges are definitely high impact, these internal ones are high frequency. That makes them a constant and often overlooked threat.
That makes perfect sense. A slow burn versus a quick explosion. Okay, so how can you, the listener, know if your home is actually experiencing these surges, especially the smaller ones, before something, visibly breaks or worse, starts smoking? Are there less dramatic warning signs to look for?
Absolutely. And recognizing these more subtle signs is really your first line of defense. Common indicators include things like flickering or dimming lights. Can be quite subtle. Maybe you only notice it in one room or when a specific appliance kicks on. That's basically your electrical system momentarily struggling with an inconsistent power supply. Another definite red flag, and you mentioned smoke, is any burning smell near outlets or appliances. If you detect an unusual odor, especially something like burning plastic or ozone, that needs immediate attention. Don't ignore it. I've seen everything from, melted power cords to smart TVs that just stopped being smart because of ongoing surge issues.
Yeah, burning smells definitely get your attention. Okay, what else should we be looking out for? Less alarming signs, maybe?
Well, frequently tripped to circuit breakers are a strong indicator. If your breakers are tripping more often than usual, and you're pretty sure you're not obviously overloading a circuit like plugging too much into one outlet, it suggests there's an underlying issue, possibly related to surges or maybe an electrical fault somewhere. Your breaker's doing its job, but the frequency is telling you something's wrong. And of course, malfunctioning electronics, devices that suddenly shut down or randomly reboot without warning. If your computer crashes for no apparent reason, or your TV loses power unexpectedly, don't just blame the device itself. It could easily be a symptom of inconsistent power delivery.
Okay, right. So we've identified the threats, external and internal, and the warning signs, subtle and not so subtle. Now let's get to the really crucial part. What are the concrete, effective steps we can take to truly shield our homes and, all our expensive devices? I think a lot of listeners might just assume a standard power strip is good enough. Is that the case, or is there more to it?
That's a really common misconception, and it perfectly highlights why a layered approach, sometimes called defense in depth, is genuinely the most effective strategy. Think of it like building a fortress for your electricity. Layered defenses. First, and arguably most important, is a whole house surge protector. These are installed directly at your main electrical panel. They act as the primary line of defense, the main gatekeeper. They literally guard the gate, stopping those big external surges like from lightning or major utility grid fluctuations before they even get into your home's internal wiring system. This protects everything connected, from your lights to your big fixed appliances like your oven, your washer, your dryer.
Okay, the gatekeeper at the main entrance. What's the next layer?
Right. Then you have point-of-view surge protectors. Now, these are the plug-in devices you typically see, the power strips that you plug your computer, your TV, or your gaming console into. These provide an essential additional layer of protection, but it's specifically for those sensitive electronics, right where they connect to the power outlet. Now, a cheap basic power strip might offer very minimal protection, if any, beyond just extra outlets. But a high-quality point-of-view surge protector, it can absorb smaller, more localized surges that might somehow get past the whole house unit. Or, very importantly, it can handle those internal microsurges we talked about, the ones generated inside your house.
Okay, so it's really not a matter of choosing one or the other. You're saying using both together gives you the most comprehensive, belt and suspenders protection.
Precisely, yes. That layered approach safeguards your home comprehensively. From the main electrical service coming in all the way down to your individual sensitive devices. But beyond just these dedicated devices, maintaining your electrical system itself is vital. Things like faulty wiring, worn-out circuit breakers, maybe an outdated electrical panel that can't handle modern loads. These can significantly increase your home's vulnerability to surges, especially those caused by internal faults. An old, unmaintained system is like a wall with cracks in it. Even if you put a shield in front, the structure itself is still weak.
That definitely raises an important question. How do you ensure your system is well maintained? Is this something a homeowner can typically tackle themselves, or is it firmly in the call a professional zone?
For proper electrical system maintenance and safety checks, it's firmly in the call a professional category. It's not really a DIY area. Hiring a licensed electrician for routine inspections is key. They ensure your system is properly grounded, it's up to current code, and it's functioning safely. They can spot those hidden issues, potential problems before they become major hazards. Or they can tell you if your existing panel really needs an upgrade to handle all the electronics we use today. And related to that, for your most sensitive electronics, always opt for high-quality point-of-view surge protectors. Not all are created equal. Look for ones with higher joule ratings that indicates how much energy they can absorb. And also look for built-in indicator lights. Some lights show that the protection is active, and some even indicate when the internal components have worn out and the unit needs replacing. Don't just assume it lasts forever.
That's a great tip, checking for those indicator lights. It's so easy to just plug them in and completely forget about them for years. Okay, so beyond the big solutions like whole house protectors and professional maintenance, are there any everyday habits or simple tips listeners can adopt to further protect their homes? Things we can do day to day.
Absolutely, there are some practical things. During severe storms, especially ones with lightning, or if there's a power outage happening, it's always wise to unplug your really sensitive electronics if possible. Computers, TVs, expensive audio gear. It's a simple manual override, right? For when there's a high risk, it completely disconnects the device. Zero risk, then. Also, just generally, always try to avoid overloading outlets and circuits. Don't plug too many high-draw appliances into one circuit. That strains your system and can actually create those smaller internal surges. And, for those seeking kind of the ultimate protection and maybe uninterrupted power for critical devices,
Considering a backup power source like a UPS, an uninterruptible power supply for your computer or home office setup, can be great. Or even looking into a whole home generator system, many of which have built-in surge protection features. That offers an extra layer of defense and keeps things running during an outage.
Okay, lots of great strategies there. So if we had to really boil it down, what's truly the single most impactful takeaway today? For listeners thinking, okay, what's the best protection? What's the one thing I should really remember?
The single most impactful. I'd say if you're going to do just one major thing, understand and implement that concept of defense in depth. But the foundation of that depth, it really is the whole house surge protector. While point-of-view strips are good for individual items nearby, the whole house unit is the most impactful single step you can take to shield your entire electrical system from those big external hits and major internal surges. Then combine that foundation layer with smart usage of quality point-of-use protectors for your most valuable electronics. That combination gives you genuinely comprehensive coverage.
Right. And just to hammer this home, do these whole house surge protectors actually work effectively? It sounds almost too good to be true, one device protecting an entire house. Oh, yes, absolutely. They are highly effective and specifically designed for exactly this purpose. They work. What they do is divert that massive excess energy from an incoming surge safely away from your home's wiring and your appliances. It often sends it directly to your grounding system. They're built to handle those enormous external spikes that ordinary power strips simply have no chance against. Think of it like a really good bouncer at the main door, making sure the dangerous energy doesn't even get inside the building.
That's a great analogy. Okay, that makes perfect sense. This clarity on the layered protection, the different sources of surges, it's really actionable information. And look, for those listeners feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed by this or who just want the peace of mind that comes with professional installation for something as critical as a whole house surge protector or maybe an electrical panel upgrade, that's exactly where experts like Copperfield Electric come in. They are literally out there protecting homes from these kinds of silent threats every single day. That's absolutely right. Copperfield Electric is a family-owned business. They serve as a trusted 24-hour electrician across Southern California, and they're really dedicated to top-quality electrical services. Their team, well, they're highly trained electricians, licensed, bonded, insured, and even background checked, which provides, extra peace of mind with every service call. And they proudly serve Orange County. That includes cities like Irvine, Anaheim, Santa Ana, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Mission Viejo, and all the surrounding areas too.
Yeah, and their services really align with what we've been talking about. They offer expert surge protection solutions, both whole house and advice on point of use. Plus, electrical panel upgrades and replacements, which, as we just discussed, are super crucial for a healthy, resilient system capable of handling modern demands and protecting against surges. Their owner, Renee Hernandez, is a highly experienced electrician who actually specializes in these exact areas, so the expertise runs deep in the company.
Exactly. They're committed to providing fast, reliable, and also affordable electrical solutions. And they back it up with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach Copperfield Electric directly at 626-622-9694. That's for professional inspection, installation services, or even just to request a quote and discuss your needs. Really, don't wait until a surge forces your hand. Be proactive.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Taking these proactive steps to protect your home from power surges? Well, it isn't just about avoiding costly repairs to your TV or computer. It's really about investing in the long-term safety and the resilience of your entire living space. It's ensuring that your home's electrical system can actually withstand the unexpected fluctuations that are just part of modern life.
Ultimately, yeah, it's about gaining real assurance, genuine peace of mind, knowing that your home is truly secure. Not just from those dramatic lightning strikes, but from the everyday unseen threats that can slowly chip away at your valuable investments.
We really encourage you to consider the insights we've explored today and maybe take that first step towards a more protected home environment. After all, as the saying goes, a little prevention really does go a long way in avoiding major headaches and major expense down the line. For expert advice or to schedule a service, remember you can reach out to Copperfield Electric at 626-622-9694. Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive. We truly hope this conversation helps you feel well-informed and, more importantly, empowered to protect your home.